Hello, YouTube. My name is That Stereotypical Wizard, and in this video, I wanted to talk about some funny moments from my Dungeons & Dragons campaign so far. Now, these moments are from all over the campaign timeline, so kids, try to keep up. In this campaign, my friend and I were playing as tiefling brothers. I was a paladin, and my character's name was Pelios, and my friend was a wizard named Machismo. Our last name was Carrion. Basically, the story to date was that we were part of an order called the Flaming Sword, and this order worshipped Ranaziku, the god of justice. Due to us being basically devils, our characters were the perfect reason for an enemy temple who worshipped Hexazebu, a combination of Ranaziku and his evil brother, to attack our order. The cultists attacked and destroyed the temple and the order, and our characters traveled to the main city where we took refuge in a local basilica. And without further ado, please enjoy some funny moments from the campaign. The first one comes from the basilica early on in the campaign. My friend's character felt like a midnight snack, so he made his way down to the kitchens, thinking of creamy cheese and crunchy crackers. He got there and immediately began to gorge himself on delicious food. He was enjoying himself so immensely that he didn't notice the small, round-bellied specter materializing from a wooden bowl. The specter began to jam out to Machismo eating, as if him stuffing his face was a hit song. The little ghost boogied over to Machismo and whispered in his ear, "I know where a secret cake is." At this point, I think anyone would be slightly unnerved to see a small, dancing ghost telling you where a secret cake is. But after the spirit introduced himself as Radish, Machismo accepted the offer. He followed Radish over to a small cabinet where the ghost pushed aside a sack of flour, revealing a small, lavish cake. Detecting no sinister intentions from this small, seemingly incompetent weirdo of a ghost, Machismo bit into it and promptly ate the delicious pastry, much to Radish's delight. Later, after he returned from a mission, it was revealed that it was the Underpope's birthday that day and that his cake had gone missing. Machismo said nothing. This next story comes from that same session. The cultists that had destroyed our order had set up a small camp in the city, and our job was to find it, destroy it, and kill the cultists. We decided to spend a few hours doing some reconnaissance and made our way to the location. It was a small building in between two others, as most buildings are. We decided that we would each scope out one alleyway. Down mine, I found nothing besides some nasty alley rats and dirty garbage, but Machismo found a lanky cultist trying to drag a bench into the building. He offered to help, his thought process being that if he could get inside the building, he could gain the cult's trust and learn some valuable information at the same time. But the cultist wasn't about to, however unintentionally, make our mission easier. As soon as he actually looked up at Machismo, his face went rigid with fear and he dashed inside, because, racism. Since that didn't work, we just decided to steal the bench and bring it back to the Basilica. By this point, Pelios had arrived, and he began to help Machismo lift and carry the bench. However, fate decided to touch Machismo with its fickle finger and simply say, "Nar, too heavy." My friend rolled a natural 1 on the strength check and rammed Pelios right in the no-no square with the bench, causing him to take 1 point of damage. At this point, we both shared a hatred for this thing, so we came to the conclusion that if we literally can't have it, nobody can. Machismo set it on fire, and Pelios yeeted it down the alley where it was destroyed. Finally, the true villain of the campaign had been defeated. This last story comes from a more recent session. Pelios and Machismo had been tasked by the Basilica to destroy a group of cultists hiding out in an old druid's cave in the forest. A gnome by the name of Faya Bowles that lived in the woods decided to help. There were about 50 cultists, so we knew we couldn't just go into an all-out brawl. We decided on a more subtle approach: poison. The cave ran by a water wheel that was supplying the cultists, so all we had to do was slap some poison on that wheel and bing bang boom, mission complete. But it wasn't that simple. There were 2 guards by the wheel 24/7, so we needed a way to get up there. The obvious solution was just to kill them, but if we left 2 bodies lying there, it would look way too suspicious. We began to brainstorm creative ways to kill them that would attract less attention. Maybe we could make it look like one pushed the other and he hit his head on a rock or something. Then we make it look like the second one killed himself with remorse. That's good, but it's a little messy. Maybe we scatter some checkers around and put a dagger in each of their hands. That way it looks like one was a sore loser and attacked the other, and they killed themselves in the process. Faya, you can summon, like, a bear, right? We could just maul them all over and leave, like, a clump of the hair or claw around. What? No, that's not how gnomes work. The question is, how do we make checkers out of woodland materials? I suppose we need to carve a board, too. Eventually, Machismo just cast sleep on them, and Faya swam over and dropped the poison in the wheel. In the end, the poison actually worked quite well. About 35 to 40 cultists died because they failed their saving throws. So, good news. Anyway, that's all the stories I have the will to animate. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, that's fine too. See you guys in the next video. Have a good day.